And we're all guilty of it, right? Every single one of us. I don't care. I've been doing this for so many years and I still sit up tall, sit up straight. So we roll our palms up. Shorter people come forward on your chair so your feet are planted. Taller gals, you, as we do some of the other stuff, I might have you grab another chair for stretching just because your legs are so much longer. Take a breath. Have a soft gaze with your eyes, so don't really try to focus on anything. And then slow your breath down a little bit, inhaling through your nose. If you're having a painful day, exhale through your mouth. If you're having a good day and you're feeling pretty good, exhale through your nose. Soft, smooth, and steady. I love the sound of that gong. That vibration is very good for us. And a lot of times we'll get some of that post-nasal drip, that sinus drainage, and as we do that breathing, this breathing is so good to help clear out your sinuses. Filling your lungs fully from the bottom to the top, and then exhaling reverse. And now notice your sit bones. And then notice your spine. Notice your shoulders. Are they relaxed? Let them fall away from the ears. And then just gently bow your chin forward, bringing your chin towards your Adam's apple. As you inhale, filling the lungs. And then as you exhale, just raise your chin to neutral. And now move your chin slightly back. Like that old Egyptian. Raise the back of your skull off of your shoulders. Lengthen your neck. Move your shoulder blades down your back. Move your tailbone towards the chair. As you do that, feel what happens to the front of the body. Just that subtle, so subtle, but there's a change. And if you have any aches and pains today, see if you can breathe into those aches and pains. If it's in your right hip or your left knee, it doesn't matter where it is, take your breath to that point. Close your eyes, slowly open your eyes. Just rest your hands on your thighs, palms down, but keep your shoulders spread wide. Open up the collarbones. You hear me say that a lot. Spreading the collarbones really, really wide. Spread your chest as you inhale into the front of the ribs. Lift the front of the ribs as you inhale, and maintain that lift as you exhale. Feel what happens with the shoulder blades. Inhale, top of the ribs, front of the ribs. Exhale, move the shoulder blades down the back. Abdomen in and up. Tailbone descends. Inhale it again. So again, bow your chin towards your chest. And as you bow your chin, bring your tongue to the roof of your mouth and create some suction. If you have dentures, be careful. Create a little suction, and I call it clucking. Cluck a little bit. And then keeping your chin as close to your Adam's apple, scrape the Adam's apple as you look up. So you're going to keep that chin close to the back of the throat. And as you look up, move your shoulder blades down. Take an inhale as you're looking up. And as you exhale, move the shoulder blades farther down the back. And maybe that'll give you a little more space to look up a little farther. And then slowly come back to center. That tongue to the roof of the mouth helps stimulate the muscles along the front of the spine. We have a whole set of muscles along the front that we kind of forget about. So now you're going to turn to your right. So take your left hand to your right knee. Do it right. And then your right hand behind you. And first look forward. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, keep your eyes looking this way, but turn your ribs. And now move that right shoulder blade down. Feel it come up towards your ears, pull it down. It gets a little harder. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, move the left shoulder blade down. And now on this next one, grow tall as you inhale. Exhale, turn and look over your shoulder. Now add that little cluck as you inhale. And exhale. Can you go farther? Inhale, cluck a couple times. Exhale, deepen. And slowly relax. Come back to the center. Did you notice you can get a little farther? That's weird stuff. Pause here, take a breath. And then we'll go to the other side. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, right hand to left knee. Stay tall, don't crumble. And then left hand right next to your hip. Push down into the chair. Keep your eyes forward. And now as you exhale, pull the left shoulder blade back and the right shoulder blade forward, but you're still looking forward. And now what are your shoulder blades doing? Are they coming up or can you pull them down? And if you can't get all the way there, just come to what's comfortable for you. Inhale, grow tall, spread the shoulders apart. Exhale, turn and look. Inhale, cluck a couple times. Exhale, deepen your rotation. I check my shoulder blades. I start to hike. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, deepen. And then slowly. We'll do a little bit of neck stretching. So just go be comfortable with yourself. Don't overdo. Don't push hard. 50% effort. Okay, that's really important so that we can keep the integrity of our neck as we get older. So first, I grow my neck really tall. I grow the back of my skull. I lift it up. Lengthen my spine. Now relax your shoulders. Good. Spread your collarbones away from each other. Keep lifting the back of the head. Good. Now drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Feel the nice stretch on the left. Now drop your right shoulder down towards the floor. Release the hand if you want. Good. Now take that left hand, very slowly grab the side of the chair. Good. Hang on to that chair. Roll that left shoulder open. Yeah, you can feel it. Good. Now, reach with the bottom hand. Don't worry about your neck so much. Just reach with that bottom hand. Drop the shoulder. Good. And slowly, use your right hand to push your head back to neutral. Other side, take a breath here. Drop to your left as you exhale. Clunking and grinding in there. And then take that left hand and reach for the ground. So now move that shoulder away from the ear as you reach down. Trying to bring the ear towards the shoulder. Try not to bend too much to the side. It's more of the neck. You should feel the stretch along the right side of the neck and maybe into the upper trap. And then take that right hand, hang on to the chair. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm right. Correct. Sorry. And then pull on the chair a little bit and reach down a little farther. So really drop that left shoulder, reaching the fingertips forward. And then use that left hand to bring the head back to neutral. mainly just because we put those muscles on such a stretch. Yes.
Like when I go to the bike, I must have a little bit of pain, I feel like I would say lightning, but like electrical.
Okay. Yeah, a little nerve shooting down there.
Felt the
Same on the
It's
opposite.
my shoulder kind of right here.
Okay, so for that, the biggest thing is we want to create space. So we're shortening the space. So that's why we're reaching. So I would say maybe turn your chin slightly upward, but very, very subtle. So if we want to try that again, let's give it a quick try. So we'll go to your right. Okay, so right hand reaches, tip your ear to the right. Go just till you start to feel that buzz, right? And now turn your chin slightly up. But does that make it better or worse? Yeah. So it just depends. Now, from where your chin is, and we looked up, bring it back to where we were with just the side bend. And now turn and look down. Different ways to do that. And I could add this other arm, but I chose not to. And then use that hand to bring it back up to center. And then we'll go to the left. So I like that you ask questions because that's how we fix ourselves, right? Some of us say it, have that experience, but we don't say anything. So first you tip, always tip first. Reach that hand down, create that space in here. We're not trying to scrunch it up, we need space. Yeah, I had to adjust there. And now slightly turn your chin up. You'll notice that the stretches goes farther back into the neck when you turn your chin up. And that's just a different scaling muscle. And then keeping your head still tipped, turn back to the center where you started. And now turn and look down at your armpit. And you'll see that stretches in a different spot. And then use that left hand to bring. Cat and cow. So I like to use my hands because I could get a push to round out, and this is a good one. So I really pull my abdomen in and back, drop my head, drop my chest, blow your air out, and then inhale, roll the shoulders open, pull the hands, I pull my knees towards me, right? And that helps you spread my chest, open that chest, and really lift the head and breathe into that top part of the chest. Take 3 breaths here. And with each exhale, move that bra strap a little more forward or where that bra strap would be. And then exhale, round it out. And now 3 just cat-cows at your own pace, whatever you do. So you're inhaling as you're coming forward, filling your lungs, fill your diaphragm, create as much space in the lungs. And then as you round out, exhale, blow everything out. Inhale. Exhale. Little shoulder roll after you're done. Go. So we're going to talk a lot about shoulder placements, right? Where's our shoulder blade? How's our shoulder blades moving in our body? And so becoming more and more aware of it. And each day is different. So some days you're really going to go, yeah, I get this. And other days it doesn't feel right. So that's really normal. So first thing is bring your shoulders up towards your ears. That's easy, right? So we're using those big, strong upper trap muscles. Now pull your shoulders back just a little bit and bring them down. Now think about those bottom points of that shoulder blade moving into the ribs. Pull those bottom shoulder blades into the ribs, really spreading the shoulder blades or collarbone spine. Good, and then bring them back up. And then bring them down. Spread the collarbones, lift the front of your chest. And then one more time, bring them up. And then bring them down. Which takes me to swan. Grasp the back of your chair. So you can either hold on to the bottom of the chair, or if you've got more mobility, backwards a little bit, I can grab my chair. And then first, let yourself collapse and get your elbows as straight as you can do it. And then now move from the hips, move the front of the hips forward. And then the belly button comes forward. And then the bottom ribs come forward. Now your shoulders will start to roll open. And do they come up or can you keep them down? Keep your shoulders away from the ears. Keep lifting the front of the chest. Chin towards the Adam's apple. Scrape your Adam's apple as you look up. Now, take a breath here. Feel where the air goes. Is it equal on both right and left lung? Try that again. See if you can make it equal. And then as you exhale, round yourself out, let yourself collapse. Did you guys notice that the air went in easier on one side versus the other? For me, it's my left. We have a little bit more lung space in the left side. And then we roll the shoulders open. Lift from the front of the hips forward, navel forward, bottom ribs forward, top ribs come up. Look up, breathe. Try to breathe into that smaller side. 3 breaths. And then release. Release your hands. Just an easy soft shoulder. So now we've kind of gotten our thoracic spines moving a little bit. We're going to add cactus to that. So here's a good one for shoulders. Again, when I do this at work, and I'm going to be really close to this, you'll watch, I totally cannot do this. So I stand at a wall, my hips are forward, I get my elbows to the wall, and then I try to bring my palms to the wall. My hair is keeping me way back. And then we slide our arms up, and I just see my right arm comes forward, right? My right elbow, because I can't do that. Right? It doesn't hurt, but I just can't. Like there's just no range of motion. This is another good activity. So if you're watching this video, you could try this and even just try this, because that's hard in and of itself, right? So we're going to take that. That's just a little home exercise you can try on your own. But now bring your arms, cactus arms, just like we've been doing. If you have grumpy shoulders, allow your elbows to come forward a little bit. And as everybody bring your elbows forward in front of your chest. Feel what happens to the upper traps. Now raise your arms just a little bit. You'll notice the upper traps start to move down. So try that a couple times. Don't do anything with arms, but just notice what happens to the upper traps. So that as my arms move up, this piece releases and I can create more space. So then we bring our fingertips together. Now here, open your elbows wide. Good. And you can probably see my right shoulder, this side is hiked up. That's just me. So I really have to focus on pulling it down. And the goal is to get the hands completely to your side. So if you have great shoulders, your arms will be directly to your side. And if you have grumpy shoulders, your arms are going to be a little fluttery. Lift the front of your chest. Lift the front points of your hips up. That has a lot to do with it too. And then one more because our arms are getting tired and tingling. Anybody getting tingling with this? Yes. Okay. Yeah, if you're getting a little bit tingling, try one more, but bring your elbows a little farther forward. And see if that takes that away. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Right. Rest your hands, a little shoulder roll. So when that tingling happens, that says that the nerves are being impinged, right? And sometimes we do nerve glides. So maybe we'll play with that a little bit today. So take your right hand and extend your palm out. I have all these silly little tricks. And then pull your fingertips towards the floor. Good. Turn and look forward. Good. Now move that hand behind you as much as you can comfortably. Keep your head forward, keep your chest forward, and pull the fingertips down. Buzz, I get a little buzz about here. So this is a nerve stretch. I'm stretching the nerve. Don't let your shoulder hike up. Move that shoulder blade down. Ooh, buzz, buzz, buzz. Fingertips down. Stretch the palm of the hand away. Yeah, good. And then release that. And we'll have one side that's more so, yeah. A little bit of that is okay. A lot is not. Okay, so you don't want to hold those for any long length of time. So then take that left hand and really pull fingertips towards the floor. So those of us with arthritis in our hands, open up those palms, right? Extend the elbow, move the arms slightly back. This arm for me will not go very far. I already got busted going on. Pulling the fingertips down, but lifting the front of the chest, but the shoulder has to move down. So the front goes up, the back goes down. You get that little buzz. So this is just a little. All right. So now watch what happens as we do cactus with rotation, right? So we're going to do the cactus arms again. Sit tall, ground your sit bones, lift your abdomen, and then turn to your right. So go as far as you can comfortably. Don't stress or strain. And now as you inhale, grow really tall. And then as you exhale, move that right shoulder blade back. And then inhale, grow tall. And now move those right ribs back. And on the last one, inhale, grow tall, and release your upper traps. Let the shoulder blades go down the back and really deepen that rotation gently. And then slowly come back. Rest our hands because our hands get tingly. We need to get a little blood back in our hands for a moment. So if we can learn to move the rib cage, so we'll do that again. We're going to go to the other side, but we're going to repeat this. What I want you to think about is the direction that you're turning. That back rib has to move back, and that front rib has to move forward. But what happens is we do all kinds of funky little things. Our arms go out of place, twisting, our seat comes off. Try to think about staying grounded and you're revolving around a flagpole. Okay, so keep that flagpole for your spine. That's what I want you to think about. So cactus arms, grow tall. Inhale, as I just did, big one. Exhale, turn. Now turn to your left. And now as you inhale, move the left ribs back and the right ribs forward as you exhale. Release your upper chest because I can feel myself gripping. Inhale, left ribs back. Exhale, right ribs forward. One more time. Rest your arms. Kind of think of how I can get this to go through a little bit better. I think everybody getting what I'm talking about? Yes, kind of.
But I feel tight in my hips.
You're gripping. You're gripping.
Where?
On your thighs, right? So think about where are you on your sit bones? And so sometimes that helps. Come forward on your sit bones, arch your back a little bit. And then go back on your sit bones and round yourself out. And then come right to the middle so that both sit bones are on the ground. Now grow really tall from here. Okay. Let those thigh muscles relax. See, they're good questions. And then place your hands back in that cactus. So now this time, keep your eyes facing forward. You don't have to look at me, but just look ahead of you. Inhale, grow tall. Don't turn yet. Exhale, release your upper traps. If you need to bring your elbows a little farther forward, maybe drop your elbows a little bit. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, now turn. Move the right ribs back, left ribs forward. Stay tall like that pole. Don't let that pole bend. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, deepen the rotation. Try to move just the ribs. The sit bones are still sitting on the ground. You have an elevated one hip. Inhale. Now move your abdomen from right to left. Move your belly button from the right to the left. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Let your hands rest. We'll go to the other side. Anybody get that abdomen piece, that belly button piece in?
Yeah, that seems weird. It's like move your belly opposite.
Exactly. Yes, your abdomen. So as we twist, right, I'm making my back, this side rib, back rib work harder, but my abdomen has to move the opposite direction. And it does seem funky, but that will help deepen that rotation because we're using the abdominal muscles to help bring it around. So that's, it is an interesting observation. Okay. Cactus arms, last one for this, I promise, because arms get tired. Elbows can come slightly forward if your hands are a little tired. Take a big inhale. Relax your upper traps before you twist. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Turn. Now this time, left ribs back, right ribs forward. Stay straight up and down like a pole. Inhale. Don't worry about how far you go. Think about moving that left elbow back. Inhale. Exhale. Turn. Inhale. Now try to move the belly button from left to right. Is the hip hiking? Lower your hips. Yeah. Interesting, right? And then slowly come back to neutral. Good. Okay. And give yourself a little shoulder roll. So now we really got that thoracic spine moving quite nicely, or as good as it's going to get for us today, right? And this is, again, each day is different. We never know what we're going to get. So we're going to focus a little bit more on strengthening for the shoulders because that's what we were talking about earlier. So I want you to come to a stand. We'll give our legs a little bit of work just because we've been sitting so much. So let's have our chair, put it to your, I'll mirror you, put it to behind your right leg, behind your right leg. So you just need to step forward. Have it behind your right leg. So we'll just do a little knock the rust off here. So we're going to turn our right foot to the right towards the pool and then move that left foot back a little bit. Good. Don't get crazy on me. And then just bend the knee. And as you bend the knee, don't let the knee come way in front of the toe. You should be able to see the tips of the toe and try to make your knee touch the chair. Yeah, try to push that chair with your knee a little bit. Good. Put 5 or 6. Maybe move your back foot a little bit more. Move it away. And then turn your back heel slightly towards me. Good. If you feel unstable, we'll give you another chair so you don't feel like you're falling. Okay. So now straighten that front leg and pull up just the toe. But that's pretty easy. Try that a couple times. Lift and lower that toe. The hips. This is a good one. We got monks going today. Good. Now, bend the knee a little bit and lift the heel. Feel what happens at your hip as you lift the heel. Down and up. Feel what happens at that back leg. Feel that back inner thigh is going, hello, here I am. Good. And then press the legs fully straight. We're going to go into triangle. So your ribs are facing me. What happened to your knee? Did your knee fall inward towards me? Put your knee towards the chair. Yes. Good. Extend the arms. Reach forward. And you're going to just place your hand on the chair. Start here. Adjust your chair as you need to. Front knee is straight. Try to get that front knee as straight as you can. I see a couple of front bent knees. Come on, straighten that leg. Straighten it. What happens to that knee as you straighten that leg? Yeah, big stretch on that inner thigh. Good. Make your palm face me. Yes. Have it in line with your shoulder. Good. Now you're going to touch and go. So you're going to reach back here and touch and go all the way to the legs. Touch and go. 3 more. Touch, go, touch, go. And then the last one, we're going to hold here. Good. Now, for those of you that are able, you can stay here. This is fine. I see a lot of this. Arm up. Stretch that fingertip away. You should have very little weight on your hands. But maybe you can put it on your shin. Maybe you can go a little up. Soften the knee to come out of it. Turn your feet forward. Zigzag together. You can, I hop, but you can zigzag. Okay. Slide your chair to your left side. Wanted to do a little bit of leg work. Chair. Keep coming forward more. Yeah. I want your chair I'm struggling a little bit, I'd rather you do it and have a safety net than to try and do it without that safety net, okay? It's much better for us. We have a better understanding. So make that extra chair work for you. If you need to pull it closer, you do what's right, okay? Separate. Good. Go a little bit more. Move your heels. Okay, pivot your left foot for the art room. First, we'll pick up that back heel, put it towards me, just a little bit. Good. And then just bend and straighten. And what happens to that knee? What happens to that knee? It wants to come towards me. Make sure that knee is hitting that chair. Yeah. Push strong through that back foot. And you can pivot your heel a little bit more towards me. Yep. Good. Now straighten the leg. And pull those toes up. That's harder, right? This side's harder. I don't know why. Knee is straight. And down. Pick it up. And down. Good. Now bend that knee and raise the heel. Down. And make sure that that knee is really close to that chair because that's super important. And you should feel the hips opening here. Good. Now push it straight. And go into triangle pose. So your ribs are pointing towards me. Here's that thoracic spine, as we've been talking so much about. Front knee is as straight as you can get it. Pull the kneecap up. Good. Pull the back thigh up. Press the back heel down. Good. Reach back. Or I'm sorry, reach forward. Wrong direction. We're going this way, aren't we? Right? Reach, 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 and then hand to the chair. Other arm comes up, extend it, palm is towards me. Good. Now, touch and go. Touch and go. Touch. Feel what happens as your hips move. You'll see my bottom thigh cuts inward. My back hip moves up. And I don't have any weight on my arms. Now here's my fifth one. So we hold. So now you can go to your chair. You can go to your shin. You can go down the leg of the chair. That's why I like chairs, because I can use them in so many ways. Take a breath. Good. And then soften that front knee. Reach back. Turn the feet forward. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of core work. So my biggest fear is that these chairs slide. So I want everybody to bring their chair along the stage to make sure that your chair is pushed out. So the back of the chair is towards the stage. Now, so your chair doesn't slip. Yeah, so I've come all the way to the stage. Let's bring over here. You're in the video. No, you're all right. Never. Here, I'll just move it here. Oh. Collapse on me. There, that works. There, that's good. It just has your back. Don't worry, you're a star today. Da, 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 da. Okay. So both hands on the chair, make a tabletop. Okay. You can, I'm gluing my feet together. I'm gluing my feet together. Don't glue your feet together. Have your feet a little bit apart. Good. Now, cat cow. Do cat and cow here. Push the back up and then arch. Stick your tailbone up and then arch or round it out. Arch, just to get a feel of that push and pull. Feel what happens as your hands. As you push your back round, you notice you push down into the chair. And as you come away and you arch your back, you release that. Okay, so that's super important as we move forward. So now we're going to go to down dog. So move your feet back. Have your feet separated and your heels out slightly. And then pushing through your hands, move your hips backwards. Now bend your knees slightly and lift your heels like you've got on a 1-inch pump and really extend through the arms. Now you know why I have you pressed against something. And then now slowly straighten your knees. Good. Now look at your hands. Come forward. Bring your hips towards the chair. Bring your hips towards the chair. Bend the elbows a little bit. Yeah. Put your hands on the side, Kathy. It'll be better for your shoulders. Yeah. Good. Yeah. And then now push back into that down dog. Keep the knees bent. Keep the heels up. Press through the palms of the hand. Press through the butt of the thumb and the butt of the index finger. And now move your tailbone down towards the floor. And slowly straighten your legs. Good. Look forward. Look at your hands. Come forward, but this time just go to like a push-up plank. I call this a high plank or push-up plank. Now from here, lower your hips so that you're in a straight line from your heels to your ears. Tuck your tail. Good. Shift your weight so your feet are together. Hold that. And raise a leg. Hold that leg. Hold that pose. Lower your hips a little bit more. I see a lot of hips up. Lower your hips towards the chair. Good. Both feet on the floor. Stay there. Keep your hips low. Now raise the other leg. Hold that. I love the music. It's perfectly dramatic for us. Good. It worked out well. Belly in and up. Hold that leg. Good. Both feet together. Push back into your down dog, keeping your knees slightly bent. And then slowly straighten your legs. If you have back issues, separate your heels, please. Try to give the back as much space as we possibly can. Okay, here's for fun. Here we go. Come forward, back to that high plank. Raise your right arm. Raise your left leg. There you go. Come on. Let's see what we got. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Go back to that high plank. Good. Raise the other arm. Raise the opposite leg. Hold that for 5. What are your hips doing? 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Good. Push back into that down dog. Stretch the shoulders. Move the hips back. Now tuck the tailbone under. Good. And then release. And come all the way to a stand just for a reprieve for a moment. And we'll get into some shoulder work here. So we're going to do horizontal T. So we were talking about this in the beginning of class. So we're going to rotate our arm. So everybody try it here just in standing so you have a good concept of it. I make a fist. You can do open palm. And you can see the difference in my right and left. So my left goes way more than my right does as far as rotation. If that bothers your wrists, let me know that way more than the wrists. So now move the arms back. And now tighten your elbows. So you're pulling those triceps up, right? So we talk about our flappers. Here we are. These are the flappers, right? Okay, good. So release. So now your brain knows where your hands are going to go. So taught that part. So then we go to that tabletop, and you can watch. I always do it like I'm hitchhiking. I don't know why. I think that was how I was taught. And for me, I like to raise it. So I have to level and then bring the arm out. So go ahead and go. Everybody raise that right arm. And I'll come around and make some adjustments. Now, what is your shoulder blades doing? Yeah, keep hold. Are you getting tired already? Okay. Yeah, you're too much. Okay, I'm gonna bring it down first. Everybody else take a break. Go ahead and rest. all you need to do. So your goal is going to be to keep bringing this. And the tingling is gone now, yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is good. There. That's what you gotta feel. Okay, let's see. Yep. Yes. You like to turn your head. Yeah. Isn't that funny? We all do crazy things. Good. Go ahead and try it a couple times. Oh, there. Move this down. So this is gripping. Yes. There. That's better. Yep. If you need to take a break, take a break. So everybody, a lot of you are really flinging that arm back. Yes. Feel the difference, right? There you go. Tighten that elbow. Good. So go ahead and release. I know everybody's tired. Woo! Do a little Codman or a pendulum swing. So I'm going to have you guys look for a minute because I saw a lot of similarities. And it's really normal, right? I've been doing this one for a long time, right? So it's getting easier for me. But when we first learned it, a couple things happened. We don't want to turn that thumb up because that's hard. That's external rotation. The second thing we do is this, right? Because we're used to that. That seems easy for us, but that's actually about counterproductive for us. So you have to move that shoulder down. And the other thing is that hand wants to drift closer to our hips. So when you do it, start with the hand directly in line with the shoulder, move the shoulder blade down, and then raise it up. And you might not get as high. The other thing I look for is the level of my chest. So I tend to do okay on this side, but when I do this one, I tend to do this or this, one of the two. So you can look at those three things. What's my upper traps doing? What is my arm doing? And where is my chest?
So we want the chest flat.
The chest should be parallel with your chair. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go to the left side because we only did the right arm. So we'll pick on that left side. So go ahead and bend over. And now first, get yourself, soften your knees. You know, you don't have to be super tight through your legs, but they are working. And now extend that right arm out. Left arm out, sorry. And then now bring it low first. Have it hang straight down, straight towards the floor. And now turn your thumb out. Yes. Have it hang straight down, straight down. There you go. That's okay. Now, thumb up, relax the upper trap, and raise the arm up, thumb up. Have it come slightly forward. So you're is your arm parallel with your shoulder? Yes. And then now relax your upper trap and turn that thumb up. Yeah. If you're getting tingling, lower your arm. Kathy, raise your head and chest a little more. Yeah, there you go. But you might not go as high. Do you feel your upper trap gripping? You should have most of the weight through your legs. You shouldn't have a ton of weight on your support arm. Good. Take a few breaths and then release. Yep. And then I'll have you do it one more time. If the support hand is that wrist is bothering you, you can turn your hand out slightly. That'll make it a little more comfortable. So have your hand turned sideways, the support arm a little bit sideways. And then go ahead and now let that arm just hang. Make your chest level. Turn your thumb out. Elbow is tight. Tighten the elbow. Raise the arm. Release the upper trap because it wants to grip. And one extra bonus is trying to extend through the fingertips. Reaching the fingertips away while you're bringing the thumb up. Just keep holding. When I train, baseball players had to hold 2 pounds for 2 minutes in this position.
Oh,
Yeah, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's really hard. That's a lot of weight. And then release. Good. Yeah, right, because they were not pitchers, right? And then go ahead and just do some pendulums. Circle. Nice. And then slowly come to a stand. And then for a little relaxation here, we'll do a forward bend. So have your feet wider than your hips. And you can use your chair accordingly and push your heels out slightly. And then just bend forward. First, you can do that tabletop. So let's work on, we've been talking about our thoracic spine so much today. So now I want you to lengthen from your tailbone to the crown of your head. And now move that back bra strap forward towards the floor. So I'm trying to move my back ribs towards the floor. Keep the abdomen lifted and pull the kneecaps up because they're still part of this. And now exhale, and as you exhale, come down a little lower. Maybe you come down to your forearms. If your hamstrings are tight, bend your knees a little bit. It's okay. Good. Now, can you lower your head towards the chair? Bend your knees a little bit. And now notice where the air goes. As you're breathing here, pay attention to where it goes. It's different here. So it goes into the back ribs. And now curl your tailbone underneath you. And maybe take your hands to the legs of the chair. And maybe you can go a little farther. Have your hands on something though. Don't just free flow. And then maybe you can reach the floor. Now here's where the abdomen and the thoracic spine come together as a team. Pull your belly button up, away from the floor, and now move the thoracic spine down. So I think about reaching the crown of my head away from my shoulders. So I can move my thoracic spine. You'll notice you can get a little tighter. And then slowly soften your knees. Put your hands on the seat of the chair. Gently lift forward and press all the way up. And we're going to do one balance work. And so I want you to have some support on the side of you. So I don't take a step back, take a chair. Everybody else is fine. Yeah, that's fine. And I want you to be on even ground. So you're kind of in that no man's land. Make sure you're on even ground so that you don't have one foot on the dance floor. She's going to have her chair. Wait, I'll get her set up. Sorry. Okay, trust me. So come here. Come to the back of the chair. Everybody else should be okay, but I want her to have some stability. Well, it's more, we're all unbalanced. We're all unbalanced. So this will teach us how to be balanced. So I'm going to show her, I'm going to show with the chair. You guys will probably be okay, but if you feel like you need it, it's okay. Put your right foot forward and your left foot back, but don't get too far apart from each other. But try to be on a tightrope. Now, if you feel really unsteady here, put a chair in here. I'm okay with that. So anybody, not the only one. See, you're not the only one. Yeah, there's no shame in this. Come on, Ken, turn your chair. Make sure you need to scooch back so you're all the way on the stage or on the wood. Okay. Make sure both feet are on the wood. Okay. So now bring, as we're standing in our tightrope, bring both arms forward. Okay, rock the weight forward on that front heel. And then come back and put more weight on that back heel. Now find that middle ground. Okay, I have my right foot forward. I'm going to keep my I'm going to keep my left hand forward. And I'm going to move my right hand back, but I'm still looking forward. Here's that thoracic spine. If you need the chair, you can touch the chair. Now I feel all the weight on my back leg, so I need to shift my weight a little bit. Take a big inhale, grow really tall, and then exhale. And if you're able, you can stay here or exhale, turn and look towards that back. Take a breath. Good. Slowly release, bringing the other arm forward. Mike's waiting for us to hurry up and get the heck out of here because he's got stuff to do. And then I'll be like, I always got to do it with balance. So tightrope, if you're struggling with balance, you can separate your feet a little bit. They do not have to be perfectly aligned. Find your center. Come forward, put all the weight on that front leg. Put all the weight on that back heel. And then find that middle. Grow tall. Extend the arms. Reach through the top of your skull. Reach really tall. Relax your shoulders. And now move that left arm back. Sorry. Opposite. And I feel my upper traps kick in right away. So I reach my ribs around. And inhale, grow tall. It's okay if your feet are wobbling. You see my feet are wiggling all over the place. Pick a focal point. And then as you exhale, turn. Or stay facing forward. It's okay. Yep. When one side's always easier than the other. And that's normal. And learning your instability, what your limitations are, bring it back forward is really important. Yeah. Did you notice one side went really pretty smoothly and then the other side was like, oh, this is awful. That's really normal. And the other thing is your feet are going, wah, 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 wah. So we're teaching our brain what the limit is for our balance. And so if we always have this rigid feet, we never really know what our limitations are. But if we challenge it, I go, well, look how much farther, my body, I can still control it, right? But it's just our brain picks it up and says, I'm going to fall, and we freak out, right? So that's really cool. All right, counter stretch. I love this stretch, one of my favorites. Hands are on the side of the chair, and then move the hips back. Thumbs are up. And bend the knees. This is real similar to that down dog, only our hands are a little higher. And now move the chair away. So I kind of pretend like I'm pushing the chair away from me. And you'll notice how your armpits open up a little bit more. And then lift the abdomen away from the floor. Spread the back ribs really wide. And then just exhale. And now bend your right knee and put more weight onto the left. You'll feel a little shift in the hips. And come back to center. And then bend the other knee. Shift to the hips. Back together. Come up halfway. And then stack your right hand on top of your left. And move to the left of the chair. And then drop the head. A little bit here. And now take that right hand and reach it away from you. So I stretch the right hand up. Yeah, it's still stacked on top, but just reach a little farther. Reach it past that left hand. And you'll notice there's a little more stretch to the shoulder and the hip. You can even bend the right knee, left, right knee. Everybody's doing the same. And come back to center, and then we'll go the other way. So now left hand on top of right. Push the chair away, open the pits. Bend that left knee a little bit. Reach the left hand away a little bit. So it's kind of a double whammy. And then come up, press through the hands, come to a stand. Woo. Shoulder rolls. How's your shoulders feel now? Yeah. So we got the thoracic spine moving so much better. So last one, give yourself a hug. And one hand, it doesn't matter which hand, but one hand goes on the shoulder blade underneath, and then the other hand goes on top. Right? And then we got those sparkles. Those of us with tight shoulders can't quite do that. So now raise your elbow point up towards the ceiling and move your shoulder blades down your back. You can look up. And we talked about that bra strap a lot. So move that bra strap in and up. Good. And release, but don't undo. And wipe the counters. And you should feel like you have much more mobility now. Because we're warm. It'll last about an hour, maybe two if we're lucky. And remember which hand is on top. So now we got to go the other way. One hand on the shoulder blade, the other hand on top of the shoulder. Elbows are stacked. as much as we can. Sometimes we can't quite grip that and then raise it up. So if you can't grip it, it's okay. Do the best you can. Look up, move the bra strap in. And then release halfway. And like you found there. Okay. Good. And then the pat on the back for a job well done. Yay! We got arms, don't we? Now we got arms. So this bow pose, that's an interesting pose, isn't it? Right? Because you got all these opposites happening in your bodies. So try that at home. Try just standing in a tightrope. You know, just standing in that tightrope is hard. And even you'll see my ankles are moving like crazy. But because I'm a paddleboarder, I have a really, really good perception of where my feet are in the world and where my center of gravity is. And what I end up doing is I separate what's happening from my hips down. I separate that from what's happening at my shoulders. So my shoulders will usually stay fixed, right? My shoulders don't be ground line. So when we're weak in the core, we end up doing this because we don't know how to hold this solid. It's really interesting. So anyway, thanks you guys.
Thank you.
Yay.
One more class.